Hello there.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in your doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Hold on to your butts.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
Yep.
Dean, it has it's been a while that we've recorded a formal backlog.
Yeah.
Every good podcast should have some sort of backlog in the event of lack of news, illness, emergency.
Yeah.
We recorded one like about a month ago, but it was when we were still learning the ins and outs of the old XLR setup that we had.
Yeah.
And your audio was like unusable and mine was like perfect.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't, we had to burn it. So
Right.
one day maybe we'll release the lost episode, but
No.
until then we're here. It is Thursday, November 7th, and Dean, we have some nominations to talk about for the Collecting Weekly Awards. We have
Sure.
some projects that we're working on today. We have some new figures that we've gotten, some shout outs that we want to give. And, this could be an episode that's 20 minutes long. It could be an hour long, but we're going to get lost in the woods together as per usual. Now, the Collecting Weekly Awards was an idea we had last December, like 4 days before the event. And it was wonderful. People loved the episode. People loved the figures that we nominated. We did it a little jankier last time. We had only had about a dozen listeners at that point. And so we just nominated figures and live at the table voted on them. And whichever figure won was who won the award that year.
Well, I think last year was just us. Just the hosts that nominated Amber.
Exactly. So this year we're seeking nominations from Auxiliary. We're seeking nominations from the people who listen to our
Whoever wants
podcast.
to nominate.
Yeah. And we've been taking nominations for about 2-3 weeks now. We have about 16, 17 people that have put input in so far. We're hoping to double or even triple that number by the time the awards ceremony comes.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, we need to begin sifting through what we have. And at the end, it'll be 5 nominations, formal nominations in each category.
Right.
The members and the hosts will vote on it. And the winner of those votes will be our winners, and we'll announce them live at our December 17th showing of the Collecting Weekly Awards. And that date may change. Dylan from Small Talk may be coming down to do a live show.
Dude, he freaking better. That sounds so fun.
So if he does, we're going to accommodate to his flight schedule. But let's get into it. Let's talk some nominations. Now, before we get started, if you nominate a figure and it doesn't make the final awards, that doesn't mean that it's lesser than any figure that does. So don't be discouraged if maybe only one of your nominations makes it or none of your nominations make it. It's not anything against you. We have we're not taking any of the nominees themselves into account, purely what they've nominated. And of course, there's many figures that, maybe you and myself might not know fully about. And some of those we'll have to table and watch some reviews and the like. So,
Right.
So this is going to be, we're going to try to pick the 5 best things in each category. The 5 things that people can vote on that we feel best represent each category. So we'll start with which line of figures is your nominee for best line of the year. Now, by line, I mean, Hot Toys MMS. That's a line in itself. Bandai Spirit is a line in itself. Figuarts Dragon Ball Z is a line in itself. Black Series Legends, Mezco 112. Those are all lines.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start here. Of course, Hot Toys MMS was a bulk majority of our nominees.
Yeah.
And we expected that going into it. Mezco 112 definitely got some play there. Asmus Lord of the Rings, another company and another line that was nominated. We have, of course, SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z that were nominated, and Black Series that was nominated. One that I'm surprised that I didn't see was the one that Zach DeHoyas was on about, the
Mythic Legions.
Mythic Legions. So perhaps
I don't think they have like a big enough He's like the only guy I know that
Yeah.
buys it. So
Maybe he didn't even nominate his
I
own.
mean, I can't even think of anyone else in auxiliary that.
Yeah. So maybe they're quality figures that just don't have the recognition of
Yeah.
a different brand.
Yeah, because I know nothing about them. In the little experience I have with them, they looked fantastic.
Also nominated was the Mezco 112. I don't know if I said that, but
Ew.
all of these, all 17, actually it's 20, I'm sorry. All 20 people that nominated, pretty much fit within those 5 that we need. So
Can you see if I did it? I know I filled some out and I left
you
them.
you have not nominated.
Okay. Yeah, I think I left them a lot blank and I was like, forget it. I won't.
You're going to nominate soon though, right?
Yeah.
Before
I'm
the,
waiting for stuff to come in.
We also had a nominee category for the most improved company. Now, at the end of each year, companies, they set their goals and kind of set the tone for the following year. And there are some companies that really stepped up this year. We have nominated Toys Era. Mm-hmm. They've released some good things, although, of course, the Laughter, which we talked about 2 episodes ago, was not so good. Hot Toys, NECA, Bandai, Wicked Cool Toys, MYC Sculptures, NECA, and more Hot Toys. So for me, I think Hot Toys personally did a lot this year, but I don't really know that they really took it to that next level. I think they were already, at the top of the game, and I don't think they really did anything this year personally to distance themselves. Obviously the Mark 7 was a fantastic release. The Deluxe R2 was really good as well, but aside from those 2 figures, I think they had some hiccups. They had some good figures. They had some pricing dramas, and personally, I feel like Hot Toys, maybe didn't step up as much. One thing I'm surprised that we haven't seen yet is McFarlane.
It's not on there at all.
It's not on there at all.
Wow.
I know a lot of people were talking about it in the pre-nomination thread. So we need to remind those people to put in their nominations, because that's a company that I feel really took a lot of the critiques from past years and applied them going forward.
Oh yeah.
My nominee was Wicked Cool Toys, just because they went from not making Pokemon toys most of last year. I think they came out like the tail end of the holiday season last year, to just blowing out that line this year. And they were nominated a few times on this list, but we'll see if they end up being in consideration once all things are said, because that company, they make a ton of things, and Pokemon is like 10% of what they make. It's not their main focus, so maybe not them. NECA's stepped up quite a bit with their a lot of really nice Ultimate figures, a lot of re-releases that were really timely. I think just recently today they announced they were reprinting the Tech Noir Terminator from T1.
Oh wow.
A lot of people really like that figure, and it goes for about $80 to $100 on eBay. So definitely keeping the people happy there. Their turtles were really good. The 6-inch ones, or the 6-inch scale ones,
Dude,
the quarter scale ones.
They
just released a half scale Deadpool. So NECA's
scale. Holy shit.
yeah, it's like $600. Pixel Dan, I think, just reviewed it on his channel. Of course, Toys Era, there was several nominations for that as well. Bandai was nominated. I think they did really good with their budget line this year. And I think MYC Sculptures, we had 1 nominee for that. And MYC Sculptures, they do, it's my understanding it's unlicensed sculptures, but what's nice is a lot of their sculptures, they're fan voted. So they have like, they did a Star Wars one where they started with like 32 characters, and Thrawn was the one that won that category.
Oh wow.
And it's a quarter scale statue, and it's really nice to give you different options for like a more classic Zahn, 90s Thrawn, 80s Thrawn, and then a more modern Rebels interpretation, and definitely giving the people what they want there. So I think we have several choices that are really good in the most improved category. Now, the best figure under $30, this is where we're starting to see a little bit of divergence. Now we're talking individual releases for each company. We'll go through some of the ones that were nominated. Funko Dark Crystal Hup, the Nightcrawler by Marvel Legends 80th, and this is under $30, by the way. Marvel Legends 80th Anniversary Iron Man, the Mandalorian Black Series, the Punisher Marvel Legends Black Series Chopper, Black Series Purge Trooper. That's from the video game, right? The Cal Kestis, the Fallen Order.
Yeah, it's not even out yet. How do you know?
Yeah, who's this guy? Ben Grimm from Marvel Legends, The Mandalorian again, Black Series Padme, Clone Commander Kenobi, the Worthy Marvel Legends Captain America, and several more reviews for The Mandalorian. So for sure, right off the back, The Mandalorian has a spot on the nominee on the
Yeah.
final list.
I just want to say something
Yes.
because you're working on this figure in front of us. And I feel like this deserves a spot. This is the Black Series Cara Dune from
Yeah,
The
I just
Mandalorian.
got it in, and I wanted to. I'll let Dean talk here in a second. The Gray Woods Cat on eBay sold me this figure. I paid $34 for it, which is, I think retail on these is about $21 now. I think at Walmart.
21, 22.
Tax 23, shipping $5 or $6. So I basically paid about $6 for this person's time to buy it, hunt it down, buy it, ship it, and packaged extremely well. It was in a box inside of a letter, not a letter like the plastic mailer. And when I saw that, I was like, "What the hell?" And then of course I realized it was boxed inside of that. They wrote a really nice handwritten thank you note, which I thought was very classy. And you can find them on Facebook at The Gray Woods Cat, Instagram at The Gray Woods Cat, and website www.thegraywoodscat.com. They're in Pennsylvania. So definitely check them out if you want any Black Series figures that are hard to find. I thought the price I paid was very respectable for the quality of the service. The box was absolutely mint. And of course, that obviously depends on the condition and the store, but she shipped it fast. It was here in 3 days, and
Very
it's
cool.
a fantastic figure. Now, Cara Dune,
It feels amazing.
like the Mandalorian, I did do some custom work to this, so I'm repainting the blue armor. I'm adding a leather strap to the blaster rifle, but it's really cool. She comes with the pistol, the knife that can holster on the boot. The head printing is absolutely fantastic. Dean, if you look at her left eye, that's a rebel symbol, like super tiny rebel symbol.
Oh, wow.
That's part of the digital face printing from Hasbro. So I gotta say, this is a really nice figure. Perhaps she might get a consideration for a nominee as well.
I don't own this figure, and I'll probably vote for it.
It's pretty
Because
fantastic.
I was also thinking of Grievous,
yeah,
because he was $29.99.
yeah.
But
The cape is awful on that one.
the cape's actually not terrible, but he didn't come with a stand.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of figure for that money.
Mhm.
I'm surprised he's not on there, but
Black Series took a ton of nominees here, as well as Marvel Legends. Nightcrawler had, I think, 3 or 4 nominees. I think that's something that we can consider for a formal nomination.
yeah.
The Purge Trooper, like I said, it's not out yet. And then there's some sprinkling here of Padme, Kenobi, and the Worthy Captain America. Chopper is really well done as well. The Black Series Chopper, the arms that fold out from the side of the head, the blast effect looks beautiful. I personally looked at some reviews of that one in anticipation of this backlog episode, and it's a pretty damn good figure, I have to say. It comes with 2 different wheels to, and then also a swap out arm for the episode where he found the matching pair. Really stunning figure. The Nightcrawler, I've watched a few reviews. I think it looks really good. I know Zach De Hoyos just put up a picture with his comic style X-Men, and they all look pretty decent. So perhaps that's a figure that we can consider as well. We also have a category for nomination for best non-scaled figure. This is a figure that is not 6-inch scale or 1/6 scale. I couldn't really think of the best way to describe a figure like that, so we use the term non-scaled. Dean, we have the NECA Gremlin Stripe, Hyper-Real Darth Vader, DLX Bumblebee, the Marvel Select Rogue, the quarter-scale Joker by Hot Toys Baby Groot, Marvel Universe Ben Grimm, 1,000 Toys Iron Giant, the Lewin Optimus Prime, and then we have the Kevin holding Chili Funko Pop that was nominated. Any of those stand out to you, Dean?
Definitely the Bumblebee.
Bumblebee is really good. I know Optimus isn't out just yet. I think he's releasing in December formally, and so I don't know if he'll make the cut for this year's Collecting Weekly Awards, but we'll definitely keep him in mind. I know the quarter scale Joker by Hot Toys, some people like it, some people don't. That's a figure, though, that I think might have some consideration.
Quarter scale Vader's not on there?
Not at this time. Most of our nominees were from this week, and none of them nominated the quarter scale Vader. So perhaps that is a figure that could get some formal nominees. So Lewin Optimus Prime, I think that's the one that Seth was talking about, the one that's quite large, and that is Dean's over here breaking his sweet tea can. This guy brought these 2 delicious looking cans of sweet tea. Didn't even offer one to me.
These are dripping with condensation.
Oh god, you're making my mouth water.
You have a tea in your hands.
Yeah, but it's not sweet and it's not cold.
It's from Culver's. You didn't offer me Culver's.
Culver's like 3 hours ago. DLX Bumblebee, of course, is a good one. The 1,000 Toys Iron Giant, lots of people are really happy with that figure. That's the, it's like 7 inches tall, the fully die-cast one.
Yeah.
And it actually just got a re-release, which should be coming out here shortly. Baby Groot's also one that a lot of people are having a lot of fun with. They're posing it all over the house. With Jason Nelson posted a picture with the Santa hat, and I think that's one that we definitely have to give some consideration to. And of course, all these discussions that we're having, this is with 20 nominees. We're going to get hopefully more. So, you know, if we haven't talked about something that you are nominating, please keep in mind we're recording this on Thursday, November 7th. So. We also have best 1/12 scale figure. This is of any price range. So we have SH Figuarts Infinity War Hulk, Mezco 1/12 Spider-Man Homecoming, Mezco 1/12 Netflix Punisher, Figuarts Master Roshi, The Mandalorian Black Series, Mezco Agent Gomez, NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Mezco Black Adam, Mezco Batman, Mezco Netflix Punisher, the Terminator T2 Judgment Day T800, the MLC Professor Hulk, the Mezco Cyclops, and the Black Series Mandalorian again. So Black Series Mandalorian seems to be cracking into this with quite a few nominees on this category as well. Perhaps he can, be nominated in 2 categories. My nomination was the Figuarts Master Roshi. Initially, it was going to be the Great Saiyaman, but the cape is just god-awful. Can't stand that fucking cape. And I only want to display him with a cape, which is super frustrating. Yeah. Lots of Mezco stuff. I think we're going to have to cede some of the formal selection of these nominees to Dylan and Damien for them to have a discussion on Small Talk, because there's a lot of really fine Mezco figures that released this year. I know you were personally impressed with the Cyclops. So we're going to have to maybe give some thoughts on this now, but perhaps involve Dylan and Damien on this discussion.
I think my nomination was Brawly.
The powered up version or the regular?
Yeah, the powered up version. The regular one is coming out next week, though. Steven's getting it. He was like, "You want me to hold on one for you?" I was like, "No, I don't think so."
Yeah, I told him to hold one for me, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think we need to get some clarification from the person that nominated Mezco Batman, because there's been like 6 or 7.
Yeah, aren't they all the same, just like different colors?
No, I think they're from different films. Dean, do you think The Mandalorian can crack both of these nominations? Do you think they can be in both categories, or do you think it's?
I don't know.
I think that's something we have to ask Dylan and Damien. I think this is kind of their area of expertise.
Yeah,
I feel like it potentially could be a wasted spot. Not that I'm saying. I mean, there was let's see, 2 people that nominated it in this category, but I feel like if we're excluding the $80, $100 Mezcos from the $30, maybe we should also apply that in both directions. You know what I'm saying?
Perhaps
to get 10 total nominees in this type of category.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, it is 112, so
that is true. That is true.
It's like,
I wonder if Figuarts is going to make a. That'd be awesome. The Mandalorian. I will say I am supremely impressed. I took some pictures yesterday. I put it in the Beanbag Boys chat of the Mandalorian with a little bit of portrait mode on iPhone, and
well, I mean, you also took that figure to a whole other level,
dude.
Where is it?
Here, let me grab it for you. Oh. Just don't touch the helmet because the paint.
Oh,
it's like a Rust-Oleum.
Literally right where you grabbed it.
So Dean, let's talk nominees for 1/6 scale figures. Let's get back into friendly waters here. We have Thanos, DX16 Mole, Scarlet Spider, Advanced Suit Spider-Man, Mole? Iron Man Mark 7.
Who's Mole?
Iron Man Mark 7, the Bullet Head Hypnotist. Let's see, Emperor Palpatine Deluxe, Count Dooku, Commander Kenobi. Did they make a Commander Kenobi 6 scale?
Oh, it's Obi-Wan.
I don't know who put that there.
They probably thought it's
maybe
6-inch.
Maybe. Oh, I think it's Commander Cody, but he's not out yet. Let me see. Who did this? Yeah, I don't think they understood the the thing. But Mark 50, and then we had some nominees from figures that were released in the past. So just remember, guys, this is for figures that are released this year. So we had some people nominate figures that were released in the past. Darth Maul, supremely impressive. I know I talked a lot of crap about that figure, but seeing it in hand and handling it at Stevens Collectibles,
People really
with
love
the
it.
with the exception of the that inner leather gauntlet that Ian was going on about, that's awful. But I think we definitely have a nominee in Darth Maul. I think we have a nominee in Thanos. I think we have a nominee in the Mark 7. That leaves us 2 more spots to play with. At this point, I would say the Mark 50 probably, and then a Spider-Man. And if we pick one, I think we go with the Advanced Suit personally. But, maybe we can have that discussion on Ox. If we only pick one Spider-Man, which would it be? Though, I guess it begs the question is, are any of those Spider-Man better than the Mark 50 to do 2 Spider-Man over 2 Iron Man?
I think so.
I personally, I didn't like that figure.
It's not good. It's just...
We did have several Spider-Man nominated and then several Mark 50 nominations. So maybe on this one we can give them 6 choices. But, I just was not a fan of that figure.
I really wanted the Mark 7.
Which is,
that thing is even bigger than the Mark 50, and the Mark 50 is way too big.
yeah.
And it literally turned me off from the figure. I was like, nope. I'm like, I don't want
Really?
it.
You're not going to get it now?
I don't want it.
It is tall.
It's too big. The Mark 50 was insanely huge, and this one's even bigger. Now, if you have them next to each other, it's very noticeable. It's probably relatively, negligible, but I mean, it's already bigger than a too big figure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, no. It just... You would look like a freak in the cage with Captain America and Bucky.
Yeah.
You just... I have the 45 in there right now. Or the 40... Yeah. The
45.
It's a good looking figure, man. I keep going back and forth.
You think
on, getting rid
that
of
might
it,
be
but
the one that you keep?
I don't know.
Because you really want the 46. You've been like salivating looking at
I
mine.
really... Well, again,
Because
have
every
Bucky
podcast,
and Cap.
you just look at it. Like I see you when we're not talking, you just stare at it.
Yeah. Well, because I have Bucky and Cap
From Civil War.
from Civil War, and
If you ever saw that Cap, let me know.
and then I have the Homecoming Spider-Man, which is technically you could futz him in there, tech suit, and yeah, just it's so perfect. It's modern and sleek enough that it's obviously from the movies, but it's also classic looking enough that you're like, oh yeah, that is Iron Man. The 45 is just too organic looking. I think the 45 should have come after the 46. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In terms of design, because they get more kind of fluid looking.
Yeah, this one has more hard edges than the 45.
It's just so beautiful.
Dean, now this year in the Collecting Weekly Awards, last year we did some worst, right? Oh, right? Did I
I
nail
think
it?
it's worse.
No,
How are you
worst, the worst figures of the year.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
worst
I
6-scale
wasn't
figure.
Sure how you're going to use it.
I guess that does have some bearing on it. We did some categories that were negative, and I think this year I want to make it a very positive experience. Maybe before the show, we'll have a little bit of we can talk about our favorite things we bought, or least favorite things we bought.
Yeah.
And
can it be bought or something that came out this year?
Sure, we can do both. But we won't actually vote on it because that is very subjective.
Yeah.
We end the show this year though with the creme de la creme, the best figure release this year. The best
Of all figures?
of all figures.
Wow.
The granddaddy. Let's see what was nominated. We have COO Model Mummy, Hot Toys DX16, Scarlet Spider, DLX Bumblebee, 3A Optimus, Mezco Gomez,
Optimus isn't out.
Mythos Obi-Wan, Quarter Scale Vader. We did have a Quarter Scale Vader. Did they not nominate it for the... No, I don't think they did. Oh, they left the... I'm going to put their Quarter Scale Vader nomination into the pool. They left the non-scaled blank. Maybe they didn't understand what it was. Deluxe Emperor Palpatine with the throne, Thanos, more Scarlet Spiders, more CO Model Mummy.
What is that?
I think that's from Greg. I think I didn't delete his second nomination.
So
Remember, I said people could renominate with new figures in certain categories.
Greg has a weird taste in figures.
I love, dude. He has a great collection, though. You got to say,
Dude, it's fantastic. Oh, I want his old man Luke so bad.
War Machine Mark IV, Clone Commander Kenobi from Black Series, 3A Bumblebee again, more Darth Maul stuff, and another quarter scale Vader. I think quarter scale Vader definitely has a spot on the best figure release this year. Bumblebee, of course, got some nominations. Thanos got looks like he got 2 nominations so far. I know for sure we should. There was 2 Mezco Gomez's. Bumblebee, I think, should be on there. Are there any figures? I know you haven't nominated anything yet, but what do you think is the best thing released this year so far?
Oh man, if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Hot Toys Episode 3 Obi-Wan. But that's also my pick for 6 scale figure of the year.
Oh, okay.
He's just so well done, especially with how much shit people were talking.
Yeah.
And then he came out and it was still fantastic.
Yeah.
In fact, I was looking at him earlier today. I was just like, damn, this thing's awesome. But I don't know. I'll have to go back and reevaluate.
Take
my
a look. See,
collection.
perhaps it's maybe a little premature to pick some nominees for this category.
I'm sorry. Figure of the year was Claude and Fenrir. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, holler at your boy. Where's your boy at?
Yeah, I forgot. But that's a little unfair, only because the actual figure of Cloud is from like 2008.
The Fenrir is new.
The Fenrir is new. So I was like, I don't know. As a whole,
it was released this year, though.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So when you bought it, it came with a Cloud, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm
that
just
would
saying
count.
it's an old figure.
It's like a repack.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So I
it
don't know
for
how
the
fair
Collecting Weekly Awards discussion, Dean. Let's toss this iPad out of the way and let's get down to brass tacks. Now
What
we're here to
really hang out for.
We're hanging out. We're doing some hobbying. I'm working on. I found this wonderful video on YouTube. Let me pull up the guy that made it. But I wanted to make some sort of like Mos Eisley Tatooine style diorama for my Mandalorian shelf. I'm really inspired. Eric Ruiz has all kinds of wonderful dioramas in his collection, and talking with Dean from Backdrops and Bases, and just seeing some of the cool stuff on Ox. But this guy Rocco the Great on YouTube, huge shout out. He has a wonderful diorama for if you search Mos Eisley diorama on YouTube, you can find his tutorial. It's basically just go ahead, just do it. It's basically just a drywall compound, and you hit it with a sponge, and it gets this really beautiful like stucco like texture. And I'm using some parts from a diorama that Manny bought me last year for Christmas, and you're right.
Yeah.
And used the door for that, and going to make a diorama. It's going to be just a base and then a backdrop, and that's going to fit the Mandalorian. Maybe I'll do some toy photography with it, but that we have the stucco drying. It takes about 3 or 4 hours to dry before we can paint it. So I'm not sure if we're going to finish it today, but I'm hoping perhaps by next Tuesday we'll have something to show for it. Dean, you had a really neat idea.
I did.
Please tell me about it.
So I was printing up some turntables that you guys have already seen by this point for my Daft Punk shelf, and it occurred to me I could print just about any damn thing I want.
This is true.
So I remembered that our buddy Seth has been trying to get this Dead Mouse 6 scale figure off the ground for how long?
Probably over a year.
Yeah. And I really want one. Just think it'd be cool. And I think you had mentioned something that you'd wanted one too, and we were gonna see how Seth's. I guess he was working with someone.
Yeah, so let me give you some history here, and we're also making a YouTube video on it as well. Now, Seth had asked me about maybe about 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, if I thought that I could handle building something like that, the helmet. And I knew that it was possible, but I wasn't sure the best materials nor the best processes to build that, because first you need to get a something spherical, a sphere. Then you need to hollow out and amount of material to place it on a neck.
Mhm.
Obviously, fitting it onto a head is completely out of the question. Once you do that, then you have to cut 2 smaller spheres for the eyes and then make the pattern for the ears
That are huge.
that are huge and have to fit the convexity of the sphere. And those things together were quite difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Now, not impossible, but difficult.
Yeah.
I found some success with, and I actually did make a prototype using styrofoam ball for the eyes. And then around Christmas time, they make those ornaments that are like hollow, where you can like fill them with pictures or like fake snow or whatever.
Yeah.
And those were okay, but very fragile. You know, the material for those is, I mean, we're talking millimeters, maybe even a single millimeter thick. It's very thin material.
Mhm.
And so-
how was the scale?
Perfect. The scale was perfect.
Oh, nice.
Almost. But to cut that bottom out, I tried using a drill with a circular bit. That didn't work. Razor blade was the best thing I could do, but the cut was very jagged, and cleaning up with a Dremel, you know, you would shatter the material. It was a nightmare. I went through probably about 24 attempts. And when I finally got one that was decent, when I painted it, the second I touched it, like,
Crumbled.
yeah, because the material would flex and it would crack the paint. It was a nightmare. And I had really given up on the project because it was one of those things that was very defeating because, you know, it took me 24 tries to get one that was decent, and it, you know, didn't even withstand just a very basic paint test.
Mhm. Yeah, so I got the idea and I was like, Zach, you know, Seth has done such a great job with the show, like helping fund it, or whenever we do a charity, he's like, oh, I'll match the donation, or I'm gonna buy shirts. Like, he's just, you can count on Seth to help us with the show.
Yeah.
And
He also was really the reason. I mean, obviously other people helped as well, but like we would not have be on an XLR without Seth because he bought us the recorder,
yeah.
the Zoom.
And so I was like, you know, I want to help him get the figure,
Yeah,
but then it also helps us get the figure and then potentially do a run.
on Ox,
On Ox,
which would be our
if-
4th run.
Yeah, so see if anybody else wants one. So I messaged Zach and I was like, dude, I need you to help me with the proportions because I don't know I don't know where to start. So Zach finds a Reddit thread that helps people make 1-to-1 scale dead mouse heads, and we just started doing the math and figured out those diameter or those dimensions in 6 scale inches, and then I converted those to millimeters, which is what the program runs on for the Prusa Mark III.
Yeah,
And
that was quite helpful. That
dude,
Reddit
super
was
helpful.
super helpful.
Yeah, so I scoured the internet and tried to find a decent print because a lot of people's models were just like low poly, like super jagged edges. It was just not good, or the dimensions were off, the eyes were all wongos, like it just looked bad and schweck. So
Yours is well, I'll let you get to that point, but it's eerie.
yeah, so I just I stumbled upon this one. It was a free download. I just had to create an account at this website, log in, download the file, put it into the Prusa program, and then with the grid system, I was able to eyeball. On the actual printing bed of the Prusa is squares, and each square is 2 inches long.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to put the ears on the square and kind of measure it out.
Yeah, to match the conversion from
Yeah, I think
1-to-1
it was,
to 6 scale.
2.61 inches or 2.16 inches. So it's a little less than 2.25 inches.
Yeah.
So me and my sister eyeballed it, and then I printed up a test. Came out awesome. And then that's what we're doing right now. I brought it over. And,
Yeah. Now the thing about filler primer is it does take several hours to set, so I'm not sure how far we'll get on it today, but
yeah.
We definitely have, this is the closest we've gotten to having something respectable.
Yeah, this thing is like the dimensions are perfect. Like,
And even
the model is just
even if for some reason we can't get it smooth, I had always wanted to experiment with flocking a helmet because I know some of his are like,
yeah.
kind of like a
Oh
foam
yeah,
type.
that's another thing. The possibilities are
Yeah,
endless.
because his designs are so, out there.
I was trying to find the one that actually looked like cheese,
Oh yeah,
but I couldn't find one.
yeah,
But that was another thing because we wanted to keep the secret from Seth, and I was like, dude, we have to.
we might have to tell
We
him.
have to tell him because there's so many avenues you could go with on this helmet.
Yeah, like do we need to drill holes in the ears for the cheese effect? Do we, there's a
Yeah.
lot of things we would need to do to prepare it. We're not going to spend 10 hours prepping the print if we're going to flock it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or
What color did he end up wanting?
red.
Okay, I'm glad you remember because I just thought right, and I was like, fuck, I don't remember what he
Yeah,
said.
red and white. Well,
Yeah, red.
that's what I wanted mine to be, but I wanted X's over the eyes.
Mhm.
He doesn't. So we ended up having to call him, but he was so excited. We like made his day because, again, he had no idea. This is just something I came up with last night or 2 nights ago,
Yeah.
and yeah, the model is completely hollow, so we'll be able to put some what's that stuff in there? That 2-part epoxy or 2-part.
Yeah, the putty.
Yeah, and then actually have a stable neck joint in there, so once he sets it on a body,
Yeah.
it'll stay.
hmm
It's just fantastic. It's so good.
I gotta tip my hat. You did a really good job with that,
Yeah.
and like I said, the possibilities are endless for what we can do with that printer now.
Yeah,
We could make more of these icons. Make the there's so many
that's
things.
too
we could
big.
do.
I don't know what kind of printer he used.
No, but like a smaller one.
Oh, true. I just need the model. I don't know how to do that yet.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned earlier, we're also working on Cara Dune, and then we're also working on the diorama. And it's just one of those days. We're just gonna hang out for a little bit. It's rainy. It's starting to cool up a little bit. Maybe we can.
Dude, I got up early today because we were having some work done at
Yeah.
my sister's house, and I had to go check on the dead mouse head.
Uh-huh. So the printer's at your house, or is it your sister's?
It's at my sister's.
Oh, okay.
So we have a printer. We have 2 printers at my mom and stepdad's place,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna end up having, I think, 3 printers at my sister's,
Yeah.
and they'll be printing parts pretty much nonstop. But we're like slowly getting there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Dean works for like a prototyping company, by the way. They make 3D prints for aircraft, right?
yeah. So what we do is yeah, we'll 3D print an aircraft part, and then be like, we'll take it to a manufacturer. Can you make this for us so we can sell it?
Yeah, you print the prototypes. So.
Yeah, and then it's really cool because with 3D printing, the possibilities are endless. So you could do like an exploded view. You could take a part that's only a millimeter wide
Make it bigger.
and make it huge, and be like, "This is the kind of detail I need." Small one.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah. So we what was I saying? Oh,
There's the possibilities. of
yeah,
what we could
no.
do.
Well, I was gonna say I woke up early today, and like it was like, I don't know, 80 degrees out. I went home, started doing some laundry, talked to you. I was like, all right, I'll come over. Walked outside, and I was like, it's fucking cold. It's like
Yeah,
60
rain brought
now.
down the temperature. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love the cold.
Yeah. Man, we got such a packed schedule for December. Like I mentioned earlier, Dylan might be coming down. If he does come, he's gonna stay with us.
Dude, he freaking better.
Dude, he better. Damien may come down to meet Dylan. I think that'd be pretty special. It's been a good year for the podcast. When we started this year, we had a handful of listeners. Ox was not a thing. I actually tasked Seth with some homework. I think it might have been you, Dean, in the chat. Someone mentioned that it would be cool to do a best of video for this year.
Oh yeah, it was me.
So I told Seth, start from where we started doing video podcast
Uh-huh.
up until whenever, but find me 10 moments with timestamps like this starts and ends, and I'll make a video.
Oh,
So we're
nice.
gonna do
Dude, we have to have Leslie Cuts in there.
Oh, dude, that's the end of the video. That's
Yeah.
that's gonna be the best one. Dude, I was
Dude,
I
there
was
are so
I
many
was
of those
re-listening to that moment, And I don't know why, but we were all just in a really good mood, like towards the end of that episode. And I think,
because we were
like,
killing
what
it.
was said was not like, even with context that funny. It was just the mood in the room.
Was that the same episode where Jesse said something about like, a movie is just like sequences, and I was like,
maybe,
yeah, that's
yeah. He was like, this movie's just a bunch of scenes cut together, and you're like,
Isn't that
you
what
and I
it
both
was?
looked at each other like,
Oh
wait, what?
man, that was so funny.
Speaking of Jesse, he started a new company. His fiance and him. So let's plug that. It's Mighty Monster Gear on Instagram.
Yes.
They do weight apparel for, I don't know if it's for men as well, but at least at this point for women who weight lift.
Yeah.
So check them out if you or your lady friend lifts. They're they're definitely, they've been putting in the hours to build up the brand. And
Now you made me sad the other day because you were like, Jesse took off co-host
oh yeah, from his bio.
from his bio, and I was like, man, like,
Dude, I don't know if he was listening to the show because the next morning he texted us.
he texted us, and I was like,
First thing in the
my
morning.
God, like,
What have we
he
done?
still loves us.
I know.
Because he said he'd be back, and I really hope so, because I love Jesse. He's so cool.
Yeah, he told me, loosely quoting, but like once he announced the big thing he was going to announce, which was Mighty Monster Gear, that he might be able to start coming back more regularly. So, Jesse, if you're listening, man, just come home to Papa.
Who knows? Maybe by the time this is out, he'll be on an episode.
Dude, that'd be cool. Yeah, we have no idea when this episode's coming out. It could come out next year. It could come out this year. It could come out Tuesday.
Yeah, good.
Honestly, the way I kind of have a good idea about the show. Like, once we get to like Thursday, Friday, I know if I need to ask Ox for a topic, I know if I need to find something not totally relevant to talk about.
Like a chicken sandwich.
That was last week. We didn't have a lot of news.
Hey, apparently I did
dude,
well.
it got someone said on the YouTube comments that it was like a Pulp Fiction. Was it
Dialogue.
what is that the movie Pulp Fiction? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think like.
Well, there's Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and
Okay,
a
yeah.
Tarantino.
Yeah,
movie.
he was saying that it was like my description of getting the sandwich was like a Tarantino film. I was like, dude, that is the nicest thing anyone's ever said. But man, speaking of Tarantino, I just watched The Hateful Eight for the first time.
Oh, I was actually about to watch that. I'm not even kidding.
You've never seen it? Dude, there's an Asmus 6 scale of Marcus, which is Samuel Jackson's character. Super cheap on Big Bad Toy Store. It's like $80 off, but the figure is trash from what the reviews are saying.
Oh.
And I was really bummed because I really liked his character in that movie. You gotta check it out. It's pretty good. I knew nothing about it, and I chose not to watch the trailers before I watched the film. I was really impressed. It was
Let's think about
pretty
it.
decent. You have not gotten the chicken sandwich though, right? Between Tuesday and today.
In fact, that's why I asked when we were going to go pick up your daughter so we could stop at Popeyes.
We can see how the line is. We can scout it out.
I would have stopped on the way over here, but I don't know where they are. I'd never eat there.
Yeah, it would be a little out of the way, but I think we can skate over there first.
Well, even if she's in the car, we could get her first.
No, she's been on a tear lately.
She'll start crying. Take me home.
I took her to I think we're almost at the end of the show, but I took her to so Thursdays I only work 2 hours. It's just like a flex shift just to help one of my clients.
Yeah.
And it's 10 to 12 and normally I work 9:30, so it's about half an hour of extra time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I want to start oh my God, Alexa's listening to us.
Why does she
I
do
wanted
that?
to start a tradition with my daughter of taking her out to breakfast on Thursdays.
Okay, cute.
I've never done, not that I've never hung out with my kid, but I've never taken my kid somewhere to hang out with her. Like just
For
us.
that express purpose.
Of just hanging out.
Hanging out.
Grabbing breakfast and just
it's usually
talking to
like,
her.
We got to go do something.
I was like really excited. I was really excited. She loves tacos, breakfast tacos, and really excited. I get to the restaurant, order her 3 tacos, and ordered myself a coffee, and I'm sitting there, and she's being real good at first, talking to her, and I can tell I'm kind of losing her a little bit. Like she's getting bored because we're just sitting there. I'm enjoying my coffee, and she's eating breakfast. So I pull up my phone. I'm like, "You want to watch a movie? I'll put a movie on for you. We can watch it together." And she's like, "Yeah." We started watching the movie, and she notices the waitress was like, "Oh, I forgot the salsa," and I was like, "No, don't bring salsa." the waitress drops the salsa off. My kid is 2 and she wants to try everything. So I'm telling her, like, no, this is very spicy. Like, you're not going to like it. She insists. I put the smallest dabble of the green and the red. She eats it and she doesn't like it. And she's in a bad mood that it's not the mild that my parents normally get her.
Mm.
From that point on, the day was lost. She was just falling out. She wanted to take her rain boots off. Was like almost like sitting on the floor. I asked for the check. We left. She had a tantrum at daycare when I dropped her off. It was just...
It was a whole thing.
I think I'm canceling date day until she gets a little older. It was awful. It was awful.
Yeah.
So, you know, if we go get this sandwich, you know, I'm down to pick her up after the sandwich because
Yeah.
it was a rough one, man. It was a tough one.
Moving back to Dead Mouse really quick.
Yeah.
Only because, 1, I want to keep the show going, and 2, get it back on toys. I'm trying to figure out how to dress him. What kind of body to use?
I would go with a Hot Toys. How tall is he? He's not that tall, right?
I don't know. Let me check.
I think he's like 5'8" to 5'10". So while Dean's checking that, like Dean said, I think he wants to make perhaps a small run on Ox for our 4th, 5th run. If you're interested, and obviously if this project turns out well, and if you are interested, hit us up, Dean at collectingweekly.com. And, you know, we can see about sourcing a print for you. Dean, if they did want a print, do you know approximately what you might charge them for that?
I have no idea. I'd have to
Probably wouldn't be too much, right? We do try to keep those costs down for the Ox group buys.
Yeah, for sure. Probably just enough to cover a spool, depending on how many people it is.
Yeah.
But spools are only $25, so
We learned that last episode.
even if it was only 4 people, that's, you know, a little over $5 each.
Yeah.
He's 5'9".
Yeah, so I would use...
Not including the helmet.
Of course. I would use the Hot Toys Return of the Jedi Luke body, which is a pretty common body. It's very small.
Uh-huh.
And take off the fat suit and then just put him on like a John Wick suit. I think, and is that why you were inquiring with PJ the other day?
Yeah, it's too expensive, though.
Yeah.
I'm not spending that much.
PJ's
just on a
charging
suit.
that because that's what he paid for it on eBay, but I would check Toy Anxiety. They break down that suit for $35. That's where I got it for Gear Bear when I drop shipped it to him, so...
Yeah, I was looking on eBay and I was like, there's a lot of cool, like, different. I was almost thinking, like, I saw it one time and I don't know where it went. I couldn't find it again. But
Check
it was
out
like
Pop Toys.
Like a Korean street stylist, like, 6-scale figure.
Mm-hmm.
It had, like, those, like, joggers and, like, some sweet kicks and, like, a big hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that might be cool. Definitely something with long sleeves because he's got a ton of tattoos.
Yeah.
Because usually he's just in a t-shirt, which would be awesome, except...
I've seen some pictures of him in a suit before.
No, I know. Like, that's how he used to do it. Like, when he first got started.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of...
But now he's so
Dead Mouse
famous,
Ops.
he doesn't give a shit, you know?
They still wear the mask?
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I think there's times where he doesn't as well. But I
Yeah.
don't think he's as Dead Mouse. I think it's just Joel.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I'm kind of back and forth on what he's going to be wearing. But, yeah, if you have any suggestions, so...
Yeah, let Dean know what your ideas might be.
Yeah.
It's been a good year, man. I mean, did you think we would be at this point?
Dude, the other day you told me we were at, I don't know what we're at now, but 12,000 listens.
We're actually at almost 14.
14, right? Okay.
Yeah. That's
And
including
I
Small
thought
Talk
that
and,
was
and OFAC.
okay, but I thought that was like what episode are we on?
70. This could be potentially 75.
Okay.
We've recorded and released
74, right?
Yeah.
As of right now, I thought that was all 74, but you were like, no, that's just the beginning of the year.
No, that's from, I think the beginning of the year is like 18 or 19, 20.
Okay, but still, that's a significant chunk off of.
We've recorded like 51 episodes this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, I think last year we had like 2,000 listens
Right.
from September to the end of December. It's
Fun times.
yeah, just the interaction. Like we put up those the notice that we did print the stickers.
Uh-huh.
So many messages like, dude, I need one. Like I need you to send me one. Like do not send me one. You know what I'm saying? Like people were very excited about that. Your phone is going ballistic over there. What's going on?
Manny.
What do you say? Oh, yeah, just say that we ended up deciding to... Yeah, Manny's like, yo, did you mean to show Seth the print? And it's like, yeah, I just wanted to show... I put the video that we took in the... just say it's for a little bit of a showmanship. Yeah, but it's so fun, man. We got so many cool listeners and so many cool stories that have happened this year. You know, we've been able to donate some money to charity. We've been able to upgrade our equipment. We've just done some cool things, man. We've got to tour Facebook headquarters.
Yeah.
You know, we became a part of the circle.
We did our first...
we did live shows.
Our first run with the Unmasked Vader.
Yeah, that turned out really well.
That was cool. We've bridged gaps. We've united countries, nations across the world. People are just super cool.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to the people of the world, Dean? Try the Louisiana Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Kids, I don't see you. Good morning, good or how does it go? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, or something.
I will say this: the sun never sets on the Collecting Weekly empire.
That's true. Oh, dude, it was so funny. So we were at the Facebook headquarters, and they cattled us into this room. They were like, "All right, everybody, come in here."
Yeah,
and there was like goodies on the seats. And Zach grabbed some sunglasses. I was like, dude, give me some sunglasses. So he has to like forge another seat, like another row up, and like grab glasses. And we both put on the sunglasses, and this girl in front of us, she knew us. She was from our group. She was like, why are you guys wearing sunglasses inside? And I was like, we have to, because our future's so bright.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was good times, man. It's good times.
It was awesome.
You have any goals for next year?
Yeah, dude. Not really, no.
Because we actually accomplished our second goal from this year. We wanted to upload 50 episodes.
Oh.
We hit that.
And wasn't 10,000 or?
Yeah, well, we talked about that already, but we also did the second goal. So maybe we'll talk privately with some goals, and maybe we can announce them for next year.
Yeah. I mean, didn't we do like a whole year straight almost?
We've been doing it for about 15 months, 16 months.
Yeah, so 104 will be 2 years. Episode 104.
No, because we've done bonus episodes.
I know, but I'm just
saying. Week 104 will be technically one.
Yeah.
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 What are we going to do for the 100th anniversary?
You celebrate on 100 or 104?
100.
Okay, because that's debated amongst podcast communities. Because really, it should be 100, because that's like a milestone.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like 52 weeks twice is 104.
Mm-hmm.
So do you do the celebration early, or do you do it on time?
Mm-hmm.
I just think 100. 100 just seems cooler.
We should get a cake. Ooh. I'll tell you this. I'm planning this. The episode Jesse comes back, if and when that happens. We already have the title name. We already have a little bit of a goofy video that we've made.
Really?
The Prodigal Son Returns.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm going to order a platter of Chick-fil-A tenders for us, because that was always the running meme with Jesse.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm going to treat y'all Chick-fil-A when that happens. So,
oh, you know, yeah, whenever. Wasn't he supposed to cook for us?
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse would always brag about.
I was so mad.
Dude, I
was like, I didn't eat for this, dude. I like waited all day.
So last year, we'll share one more story. Last year, when we did that episode, we knew that we weren't going to record the week of Christmas, and we also knew that we probably weren't going to record the week of New Year's. So that Sunday I recorded rather, and then that Monday we recorded, then that Tuesday we recorded, and then that Thursday we recorded. It was like 4 episodes in a week. And that Tuesday, it was 5 rather, because the Tuesday that we recorded the Collecting Weekly Awards, and then immediately after recorded a whole episode. Right. It was brutal. I don't ever want to do that again. That was awful.
I think that week, didn't we do like 4 episodes that week?
Yeah, that's what I just said, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was one of those
that
weeks,
was
man.
Rough. I remember like just being like exhausted, like, why am I so tired?
Yeah.
Talking is, you know.
Well, it's talking is
taxing.
talking is one thing, but to be creative and to
Yeah.
have a thought
And be
to be
this
able to
amazing all the time.
Yeah.
It's hard. I go to bed pretty tired.
I'm really excited for our double date, Dean. I'm really excited.
If it even happens, fucking Manny.
No, I told my friend specifically not to listen to this episode that we just
Okay.
uploaded. I was like, we had some tech issues. It's just not a good episode. And she was like, oh, okay.
Watch. She's gonna message you, be like, oh, never mind.
Oh, man. Maybe we'll record you know what would be really cool? I don't think this will happen, but if things go really well and we record an episode with my wife and Taylor and you,
Yeah.
that'd be fun.
Or your wife and her have a falling out and I have to pick. It'll be you a holiday, man. Don't
Hell
worry.
yeah. Hell yes. Dude, we've wouldn't it be awful though if we got in a big fight and we divorced?
I had to
Like,
cancel the
you and
show.
I? Yeah, we had to
Yeah.
cancel the show. I mean, I would still do it.
Yeah, but I would sue you. It's also my brainchild. I came up with Ox.
That is true. I really hope Seth picks in his best of video when I totally butchered.
Auxiliary.
And you're like, auxiliary?
Immediately. There's so many of those where we just like immediately jab each other. We have a good time on this show. Cheers. Dink
we
it
do.
and sink it.
And drink it.
Well, you like.
All right, guys, we're going to go try to get this chicken sandwich. It's about 5 o'clock, so we got to haul ass over there.
Yeah, we have an hour and a half to get to the drive-thru.
Fuck, dude. I hope we don't run into 6:30, though. That's the only thing. All right, guys, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
Catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
And I thought that was the end of the episode, Dean, but we're back.
Heck yeah, we are.
Now, at the conclusion of the first session, we're going to try to get a chicken sandwich, Dean.
Yeah.
We have a Chick-fil-A, a Popeyes, very close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but-
a lot closer than I thought it was.
Yeah, and so we stopped in, made the brilliant decision not to wait in the drive-thru.
Just in the nick of time, too.
Dude, it got slammed. We placed our order. We probably, from the time we entered to the time we ordered, was about 2-3 minutes. Not too bad.
Yeah.
The wait after the order was kind of what killed us.
Yeah, it was like almost 40 minutes.
About 30 minutes.
Well, from ordering to taking the first bite.
Yeah.
Because there was a little bit of a mix.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a shenanigan. So, Dean, would you like to share the shenanigan?
Yeah, so I ordered 2 spicy chicken sandwiches. Zach told me not even to bother with the regular one. Which worked out because there's no pickles.
Yeah.
They were out of pickles, so
Yeah, they were out of pickles, and frankly, I feel like they were maybe rationing the spicy sauce, because when I got it on Tuesday, it was like a lot, and then today it was like not that much spicy sauce.
Really, I felt like mine had a lot. It was coming
Okay,
out the
so
sides.
maybe it was just inconsistent, but
yeah, probably because they had like 3 different people making the sandwich.
Yeah.
Because
So-
one lady was like overwhelmed.
yeah. First off, shout out to that lady. They handled the service beautifully. But Dean,
Yeah.
tell me what you thought about the sandwich.
Well, first, I get my order.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, we didn't even talk about the shenanigans.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, these sandwiches are light. You know, these people are talking about this sandwich like it's the heftiest thing they've ever eaten. And I'm over here, and this bag feels like it's air. I open the bag, and there's only 1 chicken sandwich in it. So I take it back to the counter. And then I'm like, hey, where's my other chicken sandwich? And they were like almost reluctant to give me a second one. And I had
Yeah,
to-
they didn't believe you. You had to show them
Both
both receipts.
Yeah, and then the lady was like, "Oh yeah, I did mess that up," and she gave me another one. It was fine after that, and I ate the sandwich. It was pretty good. It was a good ass sandwich.
Breaking news: Manny also just in the chat. I don't know if he'll be here next
Ooh.
Tuesday. So he said, "Okay, so I've tried that spicy sandwich. It's good, damn good. But IDK if I like it over Chick-fil-A. We brought an extra sandwich, so I may try more." Good for Manny.
Yeah, I pretty much said the same thing.
Yeah, it was. Gosh, I enjoyed
I
it.
was telling Zach that the chicken itself tastes better at Chick-fil-A, but as a package with the sauces and the bread,
Mhm.
it's tastier at Popeyes.
Mhm.
Now, when I get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, I pretty much only eat it with pickles. I don't add any sauce or anything. So I think I'm gonna go with Chick-fil-A. My pick.
I will say the sandwich I had today was worse than the
Worse.
Damn it! I was doing so good.
Yeah.
The sandwich I had today was worse than my last Chick-fil-A sandwich, only because it was missing the pickles.
Yeah, I mean, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, it was a tough time to get one. So
Yeah,
I'll
times are
give it
tough.
another shot. I didn't hate it, so that's good.
Now we're not done talking about toys.
No, of course not.
Probably
This
should have
is-
led with the toys, but
This is just an update, y'all.
now it's been about 2-3 hours since we cut the recording off. About 2 hours, and from time of prime to right now, it's been about 4 hours on this Dead Mouse helmet. And Dean, we took some 220 grit sandpaper to it, and it's feeling quite smooth.
Feels
What do
good.
you think about it?
It feels really smooth.
Now,
There are some fiddly bits, but
yeah, it
there's
seems like the
just-
top of the eyes, the upper hemisphere of the eyes, and the top of the main sphere seem to have some pretty deep slices on them. But I think if we hit them with a nice spritz of filler primer, I think we can knock those back out. But overall, I mean, it feels fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, if you put your finger inside and feel what it's supposed to feel like,
Yeah, the untouched inner portion.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
what she said also. But yeah, I'm pretty impressed, Dean. This is very fine work, my friend.
Thank you.
My goal is to potentially have, we're gonna hit it with some primer, hit it with some sandpaper. Maybe we can have a finished look at it tonight on Ox later this evening.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice. Also got a feel of who might want one.
Yeah. So this is really, really nice.
Again, you'll probably hear this way after we've even done this.
Potentially. I mean, we
Yeah.
could drop this sooner than later, but yeah, this is damn fine work, my friend. This is damn fine work.
Well, it's a team effort. It's for,
You were,
it's for Sethi.
You were looking over the Wicked Cool Toys Charizard over here on the
Yeah,
desk.
just now.
Tell
I
me
saw
about
him over here by your computer, and I
Yeah.
looked at your shelf. I was like, why isn't the arguably one of the coolest Pokemon down there?
It's because I have the Charizard X from Tomy,
is
the
it-
vinyl. It's down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to have like a 3 char family in there.
Okay, so I grabbed it, and it's pretty nice. They could do it with the seam right down the middle.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of their figures have like these, and I will say it's not their battle pose figures. It seems like it's just their articulated ones. So the smaller ones seem to not have the seam issue, but the bigger ones like Dragonite, you can see there on the belly has a big old seam.
Yeah. Other
So
than that, like they're solid. Like they're really
Yeah.
nice. The plastic is.
yeah, real quick while we're on the worst thing, someone make the meme with the cat where it's worse and then the cat is saying worst. I think that'd be funny.
That would be
Someone
really nice.
make that and put it on Ox. I think that'd be special. Dean, are we gonna do? I thought about this literally like the second we cut the recording off. The last 2 years, traditionally, you, me, and Manny have gotten together for an annual gift exchange. Do you know if we're doing that still? I know that's aside from Secret Santa, but normally we would do something like that.
Yeah, well, last time it was the whole Beanbag Boys.
That is true. Yeah, it was Cody and Eric as well.
Yeah, a lot of us.
Yeah, I think that was a lot to manage. I'm thinking, I don't know if you want to do the whole Beanbag Boys,
Yeah,
which
because
is
I felt bad because Eric was kind of strapped and he felt like he had.
yeah, maybe we can just do it with us 3. So we'll ask Manny. We'll see if he's down to, to.
We killed it last time.
Oh yeah, was that last year or was it the year before? It wasn't last year.
Wasn't it?
Did we do? I don't think we did a gift exchange last year. No, we did because we did it on the podcast. You got me the ODST and then the Stitch as the Emperor, or I'm sorry, as Yoda,
That's right.
and Afra. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got me real good.
You used to have them on your wall.
I need to mount them above the
Yeah.
rocket ship up there. I just haven't had the time because I got to move the desk out and I get a ladder.
Right.
I do plan to do that soon though, but I think it would be fun to do, small little gift exchange.
Yeah.
You were also thinking of King Zachary V. You were thinking of what to get him for your Secret
'cause
Santa.
I have him for
See,
Secret
I
Santa.
got lucky.
Right.
I got lucky one, but I also got lucky from Dork Dad Podcast.
Right.
And I don't know what to get him. I thought about getting him some equipment for his setup,
Mhm.
but by the time he'd get it, in December, he's like at that point where we were a few weeks ago, where he's in the middle of the upgrade.
Right.
I feel like by the time he would get it, he'd be done with the upgrade.
Yeah.
Unless at that point he still needs a few things. But I got to think of what to get Lucky. He's a cool guy. Just got his sticker in the other day. I'm gonna put it on the on my Tumblr, the white one. So
Yeah.
But yeah, you were thinking maybe to 3D print something for Zach.
Yeah, I'm kind of, what do you get the guy who has it all,
Yeah, he's got it all. I don't know. There's one thing I know he really wants, but
That's not leaving my collection.
you know what I'm talking about?
Hot Toys Leia?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that thing's never going anywhere. I was shocked when I got it. And what did I pay for it? 200?
Yep.
Yeah. Although my box is all Wongos. The logo's upside down.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't know. Yeah, and I gotta talk to Lucky about updating my my wants list. I gotta include the Mandalorian stuff. I gotta include some Pokemon stuff. Yeah, I really feel like I just don't know what I want to ask people for Christmas this year. Not the listeners, but like my family, Victoria, they always get me something collecting wise. I really feel like I'm in a rut. Not in terms of like being dissatisfied with what's going on, but after getting Cara Dune, there's no more Black Series Mandalorian stuff. I'm really not that into Lego. Funko Pops I could probably do without. Mandalorian won't be out till next year.
Where's your Posty?
Post Malone.
Is he still there?
Yeah, actually he's over there.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I was feeling like, not that I'm going to get rid of it, but I just feel like it's such like an outlier at this point.
I'll take it.
I know you'll take it.
Give it for Christmas right now. You have to worry about a gift for me.
Maybe. But I have to wrap it up and give it to you on Christmas, though.
Yeah.
What about you?
My wants are... I feel bad because they're all kind of expensive.
What do you want?
Well, I collect Robotech stuff and...
Damn, you're really on a tear with that, dude.
Yeah, and there's a few figures that are either coming out or they've just come out and like they're like minimum like $60.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. Like my big want, like if I was to ask the family for help, was the Mark 46, but that's already been accomplished.
Yeah, or maybe my big one could be this advanced suit.
Oh yeah, you can ask one of your family members for the advanced suit.
Or you.
Well,
you already have one.
That's kind of
Right
gonna stay there probably for a little bit.
Well,
yeah, I really don't know what I would want.
Dude, honestly, real quick, I hope they make Black Cat from that game because she's awesome.
Yeah.
They need to stop just making Spider-Man and make the other characters.
Dean, I just don't know.
It's a lot.
I don't know what I even would want. I know I've been really wanting a Revoltech Stitch. It's a figure that I sold quite a while ago, but the prices are just
I don't know if it's
astronomical.
better than...
I'm pretty happy with the Disney. What is it called? The Disney Toy Box. Yeah.
It's honestly, I've seen the Revoltech one and it is cool.
I've owned the Revoltech one
Twice, haven't you?
Just once.
Oh, I just don't think it's that much better to justify that kind of price.
Yeah, I really don't. I just don't know, man. Like the things that I want won't be out for a while. The things that I did want, I already have. I don't know, man. It's the first time in a long time that I've felt that way for like a holiday or a birthday.
Right. Well, see, if you give me the advanced suit, then you'll want an advanced suit. You know what I mean?
You just buy an advanced suit.
But I'm helping you out because now you want something. he's processing. He was an iPhone. He'd have a little.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
I'm so bummed. I checked the stucco on the drywall compound on the diorama.
It's still wet.
It's not wet, but it's certainly not. What's the word? It's not firm yet. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like all the movies that I wanted this year, I got. Pretty much all the digital codes.
Before I leave, can I get Spider-Man?
Dude, that's on you, man. I've told you like the last 3 weeks to come and get it.
Where is it?
It's in the kitchen.
Okay.
But we'll get Dean sorted on Spider-Man. Yeah, I just I don't know. I'm in a weird rut.
Yeah.
Like when my wife asked me for the anniversary, what do you want? It took me so long to come to the advanced suit conclusion.
Yeah.
There's just like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Maybe Optimus Prime.
Shocked. That would be a good one.
That'd be a good one.
How much is it? 150?
190. What were you saying? You're shocked?
Jesus. I'm shocked at your Star Wars figures.
The amount of, or the ones that I have?
You just have Vader. I mean, you have 2 of them, but you have 3 characters.
Yeah, I got Vader. Well, I have the Jedha Patrol Trooper that Damien still has. Fuckers needs to bring it back. And then I have some customs that I put away that just weren't like that cool, but
customs? Which ones?
The Snow Bunny Padme, and then I actually did sell Akbar, so I don't have him anymore. And then a blue Senate Guard custom, but I think that one's in shambles. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I just feel really bummed with Star Wars. Like that's why I'm getting so into this Black Series. Let's talk about that. Actually, that's a good point.
Okay.
You know, being a part of the network that we're a part of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really, Damien and Dylan really enjoy their show. Their last episode, which, like I said, recording this November 7th, so last episode was episode 10. It was a really good episode, but I feel like listening to their show makes me want to retry out lines or try out lines that I haven't tried.
Okay.
And so, you know, when Manny picked up this Mandalorian for me, there was a moment where, you know, he was like, "I'm here. Do you want it?" And it's like you have to decide at that point,
right,
if you're getting it or not. And I think it was actually on sale. It was only like $17, and then tax was like a little over 20. And I was like, you know, I don't know. Like, it's a Black Series figure. I don't even collect Black Series figures. And I have to say, I mentioned this on the podcast once. Up to that point prior, the thing that I bought this year that I enjoyed the most was the Gypsy Danger NECA 18-inch.
Right.
My new figure that I've enjoyed the most this year, full stop, is the Mandalorian. I like sleep with this by my bed. I take it to work every day. It's so posable. I finally figured out how he's supposed to hold the rifle. It's a really weird design. Yeah, like the hand goes over the gun.
Yeah.
I was doing it like a normal gun, like where there's the pinky was holding the gun, and I thought that's stupid. And then I Googled it, and yeah, the only thing is I wish he had some swap out hands. That's the only thing, but you know, pretty much it's a great figure. And then I took it to another level with the cape, with the repaint, with the weathering, and I just am supremely happy with how this turned out.
Yeah,
it's such a nice figure that it inspired me to pick up the Cara Dune, the IG-11, and then the Dr. Aphra 000 and BT. So I picked up 6 figures.
That's a cool set.
Yeah, so I picked up 6 figures in the span of, not very long. And I've planned to fully repaint both droids. I'm not a huge fan of that shimmery plastic that Hasbro uses for robots sometimes.
Yeah.
It worked in the case of the 80th anniversary Iron Man. It looks really fantastic there, but I just can't really...
It's usually kind of marbly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
I still haven't found an Afro.
Dude, I found one at the toy show for $15. I was shocked. You only had one, though.
Crazy, yeah. I've never found her.
Yeah, so...
I found the droids, but never her.
You have the droids, or you found the droids?
I found them. I never bought them. There's like... I don't really have a connection to that character, so I don't like really feel the need to get it.
Yeah, I haven't read her solo, her own comic, but I've read her in the Vader comics, and Vader Down in particular. Her and the droids are really funny, and so...
Yeah, and I also need to get the Chopper and Ezra, just because I already have Hera... What's his name? I have all the Rebels people.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to at least get those two. But like,
dude, the Chopper is stunning.
I've been so bored with Black Series lately. It's just like...
Really?
Yeah. Just
actually...
Rehashed.
So you really don't have any extra Stormtroopers?
No.
All right, guys.
I actually don't have a single Black Series Stormtrooper.
This is what I really want. I think I want to pick up like 1 to 4 Stormtroopers from Black Series. But not like the like the Mimbian or like the Scout Trooper, and not like the ones with the crappy blaster damage, just like a classic white Stormtrooper, and I'm gonna weather it myself. So if anyone's selling any of those, let me know. Zach at collectingweekly.com. That's really the only thing that remotely interests me right now outside of Optimus.
Yeah, I do have a Stormtrooper, but it's Han.
Mhm.
Solo and just
Yeah. The newer one or the other one? Because didn't they redo it with the 3D or the face tech printing?
I don't think so. They
They did Luke like that.
wet.
Oh,
Wet
yeah,
Luke.
yeah, okay.
But my only other Stormtrooper is actually a Figure Arts.
Really?
I don't own a Black Series Stormtrooper.
Interesting. But yeah, so being a part of the network and hearing their shows, it's just been really inspiring to me to branch out from six scale. And it's, I really like it because, you know, I can get this Mandalorian and Cara Dune IG-11 and the show hasn't even come out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Hot Toys, Figure Arts, Figma, like, you know, you're waiting a year minimum, you know, not including delays. So
Yeah, because
plus, I mean, the price tag is so much easier to swallow, $22.
Right, and we won't see the Mandalorian until earliest November of next year.
Yeah.
The figure from Hot Toys. So it's like, well, fuck, the second season will be out by then. Like, Jesus.
Hopefully it's not a self-contained story. That would suck.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's it for now. I think we might either check in one more time, you know, if we have any updates, or potentially this could be it. But just in case, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
Catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye.